Eileo guys, and welcome back. So for today's review, I was going to review Manaskin's account. He told me to take a look at it, so I definitely did. Since you are below level 49, well, not level 49, but since you are below level 55, I'm not going to do the in-depth review because that takes a long time, and it's only for the most worthy. But don't worry, my boy, I got your back. And please remember, in this video, everything is just suggestions. People in the comments might tell you to do something otherwise. People on Reddit, people on Discord, whatever. I'm not saying they're right. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm not saying I'm wrong. So please remember, these are only suggestions. I've gone ahead and I've went through your account already. Most of your mods are gemmed up properly. I don't really see any potential problems going on here. Like, you don't have mons that are on double or triple crit rates. There was a few mons I noticed on triple attack. They're not counting your water Mona because she isn't, and they're not counting your fire shinobi, which he isn't anyways. Well, actually he is on fire attack, let me clarify that. But the other ones, I just hit my popper stopper again, but the other ones, they were on triple attack, and my only suggestion is if they are dying, maybe give them an HP gem. But I have learned that if it works, it works. But let's go ahead and talk about your box real quick though as well, because I'm noticing a lot of mons that you have built up even to Evo 3, but they're all stuck at level 50. Like, you're almost level 50 yourself on your account, but many of your mons aren't, which is kind of worrisome, because that indicates to me that you might be hitting some walls in terms of being able to do certain content, because you just don't have the mons built up and invested of each and every element. Like, you literally only have 3 fire mons and you're about to get Dark Odin. You have like 1 light mon that's level 60, which is like Nike. I understand light mons may be a little bit harder to get to, but even then, like, your dark is a little bit better. You have 4 of those, but having very few mons at level 60 at an almost level 50 account where you should already be doing golems B10 is something to worry about. But anyways, let's go ahead and check out some golem teams I picked out for you, because you told me that 95% of the time you mainly just do golems B8 and you stay in between B7 and B9, which is fine. But you're at the point now, especially where you have a light Odin and a light Nike, that you doing B10 makes a whole bunch of sense, and you not doing B10 doesn't make much sense. Not trying to be rude here, but this was your B8 team. This was your B8 team, but we went ahead and pulled up B7. So for B7, I mean, you could bring in Thor, but he is a Sea Striker. You could bring in Kokumaru because he does have stuns. But I would definitely bring in Dark Fabian because I'm a big lover of Dark Fabian. I won't even lie to you. I love my Dark Fibs. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. But Dark Fib. I need to angle this stupid mic lower. Definitely Dark Fib. You could bring in your Wood Arthur. Who else was it? You do have a Dark Seedler as well, which is always nice to have. And I was also going to say your Wood Banshee, since you've already invested some into her, you could bring in your Wood Banshee and not Wood Seedler, but Dark Seedler. That way he has the elemental edge. As long as he has max crit or near max crit, he should be good to go. But this is one team out of many that you could use. I'm not sure what Tails' animation is, but if you're doing it on auto, the problem with Tails is that I believe defense down is his first move. So him doing defense down might slow your runs down quite a bit. You do have Tiger as well. I don't remember his move set. Actually, he has Predator and Stun. So you could bring him in there too. He's only Evo 2. Is your Banshee only Evo 2? She's only Evo 2 as well, but she has morale boost and defense down. So hopefully she can get defense downs off fairly quickly. And then your Arthur. Let's get Arthur real quick. He has CC, but his main selling point right now for you would just be him clearing the waves out. So he's definitely viable in there, along with your Banshee. If you don't want Banshee, which I do recommend Banshee because she does have that AoE defense down. So if you don't want her, you could bring in Kokumaru if you want. You could bring in your Dark Moonflower if you wanted to. Bring in whoever you want, but if you need heals, Dark Phibian does have you with the heals. You do have a Wood Bass though, so you could also bring in Wood Bass, but Wood Bass has defense down for her first skill, which again is the same issue with Tails, where it could potentially slow down a run. But if you have it on auto anyways, just set it and forget it, and they should be able to clear it with you. As long as all of these mons, they need to be level 60. They don't need to be perfectly gemmed, but I would recommend at least 4 5-star gems, very, very minimum. For your B8 team, you do have your Light Nike over here with Mona and Sonic, and then Draka. Draka's only level 50 though, and I'm just like, but why? But why? You don't really have to have Light Nike in here. Sonic, I believe Sonic's animation is fast. I could be wrong, but if it isn't, please take him out. But you could bring in Dark Moonflower if you want it. You could bring in... You have other Monas. You could bring in Mona. You could run triple Mona and Sonic or whoever else that you want. Even Dark Seether, because Dark Seether's animation is pretty darn quick. Also, why I didn't recommend Wood... Wait. Oh yeah. I don't recommend Water Merlin for B8. He could work, but I don't recommend him just because B8 is all about time. It's not really about damage too much. Once you're over the damage threshold, it doesn't really matter. But Merlin's animations are just so slow that I personally don't recommend him here. What's his moveset? But if you wanted to, you could invest in him and use him for Golem's B7. That's something that you could look forward to as well. You could use him for Golem's B7. You could Evo 2 him, and whenever you get a Wood Merlin, since you're interested in Titans, you could always feed him to Wood Merlin. That's another suggestion for your B7 team. But I would just mainly stick to Monas because of their fast hitting animation, and get whoever else that you can get in here with fast animation. Like I said, Dark Seether is not the fastest in the world, but she does hit pretty hard. Not Dark Seether. Dark Moonflower is not the fastest in the world, but it does hit pretty hard. So does, 2 Dark Seethers as well. You just really need to worry about them dying on the run. That's the only problem, especially if they're built Heavenly Glass. They could die on the run, but as long as you have 2 Monas minimum, and they're level 60, hopefully skill looked up, either HP attack or triple attack, you should be coming in at a minute or less. So it's just a matter of you nitpicking and finding what mons have the fastest animation for you. For right now, for your B8 team, for B9, you do have Draka already. Take Light Nike out, Sonic and Mona. You have Draka already. You could bring in your Fire Arthur or your Fire Valkyrie. It doesn't really matter. Both of them are just there to CC, but Fire Arthur does have utility with his defense down, so that's something to keep in mind. Who else? If you need a healer, feel free to bring in Fire Cupid as a healer, or you could bring in Eilio's favorite as a healer, Dark Phibian. Wild Fang, always great to have there, and since you already have Draka, we can keep Draka there. If you need another hard-hitting mon and you don't want Fire Arthur in there, then I definitely suggest someone like Leo. Your Fire Leo. This one doesn't have a square slot though. I did look at him. Or definitely invest into a Succubus as well, aka a Scubus. But I think Fire Arthur, for right now, for his purpose, it should be fine. That way you can at least farm all of these golems out, hopefully a bit more efficiently. Once again, remember, level 60, Evo 2, very, very minimum. 4 to 5 star for the gems. 5 to 6 stars, of course, optimal. But if 4 to 5 stars all you have, that's all you have, because you're not going to farm these forever. It's just a matter of you getting gems to gear up your B10 team, which I would recommend Draka. And I guess you could use Draka, but here it's just a lot easier if he's on a siphon set. That way he can do his job to clear waves. So I don't recommend Draka at this point in time. If you can get him on a siphon set and level 60, then yeah, no doubt. And make sure he's at least Evo 2. I can't tell because I don't remember his look, but I can look right here. Okay, he is Evo 2, so Evo 3 will be better, but Evo 2 on a siphon set will do just fine. But what I suggest for you is, of course, we're going to need a sapper. I did see a Water Miho. You could definitely bring in Dark Flora, but she's only, what is that? She's Evo 2.1, so I'm not sure how well she is going to survive compared to Water Miho, but definitely bring in Water Miho as a sapper. So then after that, you may need a healer. If you do need a healer, of course, you can do Dark Fibian, maybe Fire Cupid in this situation. You just don't want mons that will slow your runtime down even more. And then you need another wave clearer. Wood Banshee could work in this situation. Fire Arthur could work in this situation, even though he's not really much of a wave clearer, but he does have some utility with his defense down. I would say Dark Moonflower, but very, very flimsy in there, so her damage might not be great. Wild Fang is an okay choice, maybe not the best in the world, but she's an okay choice, especially on triple attack. Fire Leo, I mean, you may be able to get away with Fire Jacket in there, actually. You may be able to get away with it. If you can get him to work in there, then by all means, definitely go for B10 with that team, at least for right now. But the main issue is that you need to invest in other mons. Your Light Nike seems fine. She should be able to tank it, so you need a healer, a sapper, and a wave clearer. Fire Jacket, of course, can wave clear. The other mons I mentioned aren't the best at wave clearing, but they could get the job done until you can either pull better mons or gym better mons up. Mainly your Fire Jacket here to get him on a siphon set, and then you should be set right now for B10. I mean, anything you do in the future might require some tweaking, but at least for B10 right now, you should be pretty much set. And what else was there? Now, with you not investing in a lot of mons, your main issue with dragons is just that you don't have a lot of mons leveled up. So in terms of dragons, the mons that I've suggested for your B7, not really B8, but B7, B9, and possibly parts of your B10 team could all work for dragons, but you really need to invest in a lot of hard-hitting mons for dragons if you wish to do that. Like, I would definitely bring in Wild Fang for dragons. I would definitely work on my Fire Katyn. Fire Leo is always useful in dragons, and I mean for the wood dragon. Fire Succubus is very useful as well. Both of those have super evolutions. I'm trying to think of what other hard-hitting mons. Water Marlin should be alright in there, depending on the content at Evo 2. Is he Evo 3? No. Okay, he's only Evo 2. Darkseether, he is kind of squishy, so in my opinion your mileage will vary. But those are some fire mons that I would recommend you investing in. Water mons, you can get by with a Mona. Sonic should be okay in there. I haven't tested him out in there, but Sonic should be okay. If you need a healer, you do have healers as well. Dark Fibian is always a blessed choice in there. Dark Gatito is going to be very, very useful for nuking the dragon if you need him for pretty much any element as well. So there's not really much advice I can give with dragons right now because you simply don't have the mons invested. But you have me on Discord, so I can hit you up on there about recommended dragon teams in the future. And also I have done a dragons video, so if you guys need to see that, even comment below and I'll send you a link. But it is on the channel, but your main point right now is to focus on getting these golem mons up so you can translate some of them over to dragons and maybe pop in a healer or maybe pop in a more efficient wave clearer, and you should be good to go with dragons. I don't recommend dragons B10 though, because dragons B10 is an utter scam. It is a scam in my opinion, so I don't feel like it's worth it. But for Colossus, again, you're bottlenecking yourself because of the lack of mons that you have invested in. But for Light and Dark Colossus, definitely Gatito is useful in there. Dark Fibian's useful in there. You do have a Dark Thor, so he's very useful in Colossus as well. Dark Moonflower, super duper amazing in there. I'm trying to think of what else, because it's pretty much nuke for both of those. Like, get in, I think, die on Dark Colossus. Die after 50% and then nuke other mons, because you have Dark Gatito and then Dark Moonflower are great great nukers in there. Dart Sealer could work, not as strong as those, but he does hit pretty hard, even though Elemental Edge is kind of wasted on the light one. But that might be it for right now. So with potentially good gems, especially if you bring in a mon like Tails in Colossus, where you have him first apply defense down, then you have Gatito do his 5-star active, you have Dark Sealer do his 3-star, or you already have Dark Thor as well, but Tails does have exposed weakness. I would recommend Dark Snow White, but you don't have Dark Snow White. But if you can get Tails to get exposed weakness off, and he already has defense down on him, and then you get Gatito to do his 5-star special, then that Colossus is pretty much dead. He's pretty much dead. But that's pretty much it. I know that you said that you're a big fan of Titans, and there's nothing wrong with that, but at this point in time, I would definitely focus a lot more on your Golem teams. Level up these mons that I've suggested, invest more in their gems, get them with some better gem sets. That way you're able to do dragons, to get leech sets, to get better gems, period, from being able to run golems, so you can invest in more to your Titan mons already, if that makes any sense. The only way to get good at Titans is to have better gems, and right now your problem is better gems. But I definitely hope this review helps. If you have any questions, my dude, feel free to hit me up here in the comments. There's other people like my boy Badass Panda that will check it out, but feel free to hit me up in the comments. Discord, you know where to find me. There's plenty of other people that are willing to help you, and I do thank you for your time and allowing me to review your account. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.